whole chapter dedicated to that. You know, growing up, I grew up in the Coptic Orthodox faith, and we fast almost 300 days a year, even though we are omnivores. And what does that mean? Well, for those almost 300 days, we're eating a modified diet. And that includes sometimes not eating any animal protein at all, just eating a vegan diet. We do that for Easter, for example. And then every Wednesday and Friday, we avoid animal proteins like fish, chicken, beef, pork. We cut those out altogether every Wednesday and Friday. And for many of the other feasts, we do the same thing. Now, what does that do? Well, it puts us in touch with our humanity, and it makes us really understand and cherish where our food is coming from and the humanity that goes into cultivating those foods. And the humanity of just our existence, and that sacrifice is not a bad thing sometimes, but it's much healthier too. And when we can go protein-free, animal protein-free for a couple of days, it just gives your body a break. It gives your metabolism a break. It gives your digestion a break. It doesn't work as hard. So take a vegan fast break a couple of days a week and see how it helps you. Meatless Monday, you know, take a Wednesday or a Friday in addition to that. It's not a lot to give up, but the impact is tremendous. Number 3 is cook your proteins properly and know the right internal temperature. We know that there is a kill temperature for a lot of our conventional foods. Know what those are. Have those in front of you. Use a meat thermometer. It's not something that you should know automatically. And if you check out the show notes, I created a little guide for you so you can print that out and put it on your refrigerator so you know exactly what the internal temperature should be. I would say, especially right now, I'd be really wary of eating raw sushi, raw fish in general, if it's not cured or treated with something that can impact the bacteria. I wouldn't go there. Just saying. That's my own 2 cents. And I know it's also Bill Marler, who is the leading food safety attorney in the country. He'll tell you that it's something he just doesn't eat. He doesn't risk it. Why risk it? We just don't know these days, especially. So avoid the raw animal proteins and or cook your proteins properly and know the right internal temperature. Number 4 is practice smart foods handling and safety. You know, I hate to say this, but it makes me really happy that we're putting so much focus right now on food safety. And we're telling people to wash and sanitize and do all the things that they're supposed to do. But this should be something that we do on lock all the time, whether it's during the time of COVID-19 or any other day of the week. We should always be washing our hands properly. We should always be cleaning our cutting boards, using soap and water. We should always be sanitizing our cutlery. We should always be cleaning our food properly. We should always be avoiding cross-contamination. And that's just common sense. Not just at the restaurants that we eat at, but the place that we call home, where you and I are eating the majority of our meals nowadays, especially. And number 5, please, animal lovers, don't hate me right now, but please don't touch your animals or let them lick you and then touch your face or your food without washing your hands. I know your animals are your precious children. I get it. And they're part of your family. But again, the word zoonotic, let that sink in for a second. Things bite your animals and then you let them love you up, love your face up, love your hands up, and then you don't even wash your hands before you eat? Ew. You know, I got to share with you a story that happened with my daughter. When she was playing soccer several years ago, we went to an end of the season party at one of her friend's house, really nice home in a very posh area of Orange County. We were like, wow, this is a nice house. And they had found a wild rabbit that they then took in as a pet. I mean, harmless little bunny, you know. Everybody wanted to pet the bunny. Well, my daughter took a special love to this bunny rabbit and held it and played with it and petted it for, a good long time. And then, well, it was time to go to the taco bar. And I didn't realize she hadn't washed her hands prior to eating. I have never seen my daughter that sick. The poor thing threw up all night. And it wasn't because of the food, because we all ate it. It was because of the rabbit. So they may be your animals. They may be something that's living in your household, but is your cat out and about? Is your dog getting bit by fleas and bugs? What could they be transmitting to you? Just do the right thing and make sure that you're cleaning properly. You're sanitizing around your animal. You're washing your hands. During this time of COVID, I have been very, very careful not to pet any animals that aren't, I don't own pets right now, but I don't pet any animals when I'm out and about. And you should probably think twice to do the same. We got to be careful. I think this idea of living a symbiotic life with animals, eating them and having them as pets and farming them. We, even in our neighborhood, I hear chickens cuckooing. I know people have got animals. I know people are raising, all kinds of stuff around us. But I think we need to really think about that, because if it's coming from the wet markets of Wuhan, China, or if it's coming from the neighborhood farm that is running a CAFO or anything else, we've got to pay attention. This is now the cause of so many diseases over the last century. Isn't it time we wake up and take matters into our own hands? Hey, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I know you have a lot of choices out there of what to listen to, what to watch, so it means a lot to me that you're here with me. And hey, if you love this content, would you hit the subscribe button? I want you around. I don't want you to just show up for one episode and leave. I want you here, part of the conversation, a seat at this table. And while you're at it, would you share this with your friends and family? And if you take a screenshot and share it on your social media with a hashtag RFYBL for Recipes for Your Best Life, I'll make sure to personally give you a shout out, and you may just be featured right here on the show. So until next time, here's to living deliciously and being the chef of your best life.